What if I told you that there's a reason actors can cry on command, and some shy people are able to suddenly become confident speakers, or even soldiers are able to run through fear and the fear of death itself, and finally athletes can perform under impossible pressure? So what if I told you that they don't rely on motivation? Instead, they step into a version of themselves that already knows what to do. And honestly, I think we should all be doing the same thing. See, most people think that their reality or their world is shaped by the circumstances that they've been dealt, the cards that have been dealt in their hand, such as their status and their financial status, or the people they know, where they grew up. But I think personally, reality is shaped by something way simpler than that. It's your identity, right? Because every decision that you make has to pass through the filter of who you internally believe you are. If you think that you're a lazy slob, you'll find evidence for it and act like it. And if you think you're awkward, you'll probably act awkward socially. You'll stumble on your words and embarrass yourself in front of people. If you think that you're disciplined, suddenly, waking up at the crack of dawn, 5 a.m, doesn't feel like torture anymore, because it's just something that someone like you does. And that is exactly where the idea of an alter ego becomes really interesting. See, normally people hear alter ego and think of a superhero or movie characters, and this is definitely a representation of an alter ego. Think Bruce Wayne and Batman. But I don't think an alter ego is entirely pretending to be someone else. I think it's giving yourself permission to become who you've always wanted to be and felt like you are. But here's the weird part though. You already have alter egos. For example, you're not the same person with your mates as you are with your family or with your co-workers. And you're not the same person in an interview under pressure than you are sitting alone in your room at night or chilling with your mates. And this is just proof that we switch identities constantly. And the only difference is that most of them happened by accident. So my question is, what happens if you choose one on purpose? I recently found myself needing to develop an alter ego of my own, as I was struggling with a few things and felt that this sort of change in identity would be really beneficial to me and my development. So I did some research, discovered the sort of qualities that I really favoured and thought would be important to me, and developed this into an alter ego. I knew that I needed it to lean on during hard times, mentally, physically, whatever it is I was going through. I could switch to this alter ego who is better equipped at dealing with it. Also, to go with that, it had to symbolise strength and endurance for me. That was the key, because not that I don't see myself as strong based on what I've gone through, but removing that strength and placing it on a different identity or an alter ego allows it to be strong to any capacity. Because your alter ego can be as strong as a superhero, you can imagine it in that sense. So that's where I was going with that. And the last thing that I wrote down was that I needed it to help me make the hard decisions and to be ruthless. So there are times where I'm probably not ruthless enough and I need to be blunt with people, tell them no, not be a people pleaser as such. And that's what my alter ego allows me to do. See, it's something that all came about to me based on a video that I watched a few weeks back, which was based on this Batman effect study. You can go search it up because I don't want to explain it now because it's a bit long. But essentially, by believing that you're Batman in a scenario, you stick things out more and you're more committed and the beneficial qualities are amplified. So yeah, I can go into that in another video if you like, but that's what inspired me to do this. And I started crafting this identity and I came up with the idea of being called Riven. Riven the Wolf, if you search it up, it's actually quite well known. It's in some sci-fi and fantasy stuff. But yeah, this perfectly sort of describes my alter ego. So there you go, that's my experience with it. And I want to see in the comments what you guys are able to craft and tell me how it helps you too. To help you develop that alter ego, I want you to try and imagine that what would happen if you built a version of yourself, a bit like me, where I said that their job is to only make the hard decisions, or it's a version of yourself that doesn't negotiate with excuses, doesn't even allow that self-talk to occur in your mind. So something like, oh, I need to go to the gym, but I'm tired. That's what you'd usually tell yourself. But this alter ego, it needs to reflect that, no, I'm tired, but I'm still going to go. That discipline, that commitment, it's exactly the first step to developing this alter ego. Also, it needs to be a version of yourself that has difficult conversations. Like I said too, this is something that I think is super important. So instead of avoiding certain conversations with family or friends that need to be had, you have them. You don't avoid it. You literally face your problems face on. And essentially that version isn't afraid of failing anything. So it might be that conversation, it might be, going to the gym and fail and reps it. You're just not afraid of failure anymore. And we all know that failure is our greatest sort of part of the equation in growth. We require failure to grow. It strengthens our walk with growth. And it's just part of the process, essentially. And by adding these layers to your alter ego, at first, it might feel fake because you are essentially just faking it till you make it. But as you step further, it gets a lot deeper than that. Because you need to start thinking about it a bit more deep. For example, when you learn to drive, if you can drive, that also felt quite unnatural to everyone. You feel like you don't have enough feet to control the pedals. And something like speaking in public, that is really unnatural to many people. And something that I remember was when I went to the gym for the very first time, I was skinny and I just thought everyone was going to laugh at me. So it felt super out of my comfort zone and unnatural. But eventually, this mask just becomes the face. And that's the part that nobody tells you. You internalize it. It becomes you. Your brain doesn't really care whether the story you tell yourself is positive or negative. It just wants a consistency. So if you keep giving it this same story, I am whoever your alter ego's name is, it starts believing it. So yeah, just every day, start telling yourself, I'm someone who doesn't quit. I'm someone who keeps going. I'm someone who pushes past failure. Your brain will build a reality around it. Start taking it as the truth. And eventually it stops even being a sentence and it just becomes built in to this identity. And that's why some people just seem to transform overnight. And it's not because they suddenly become stronger or smarter. It's because they stopped asking, what do I feel like doing today? And started asking, what would my alter ego do? And look, here's the end of the video because this has been going on too long now. I don't think an alter ego changes who you are exactly. I think it reveals who you could have been if fear, doubt, and old stories had been making decisions for you. Because, let's be honest, at the end of the day, your life isn't built by your biggest goals. It's built by the person who shows up to make the small decisions every single day. So maybe the real question isn't, who am I? But instead it's, who am I practicing becoming? Because whatever that answer is, that's probably the reality that you're creating for yourself. And just before I sign off on the video, I just want to say, you need to find the balance between you and your alter ego. I don't want you developing an alter ego who's, super mean and then you ruin your relationships and everything goes south from there. You need to find a perfect balance. Everything's about moderation, isn't it? So find that balance once you've developed it. But also another thing that is on my mind just as I'm editing this video is you don't become your alter ego in just one day. I know I sort of alluded to that earlier. That you can wake up and just feel completely different. But it's actually more like you become more like that alter ego every time that you choose to act like them. It's still a conscious choice, because you can have this whole plan or belief of an alter ego, but if you don't act on it and start acting like it, it will just fade into the background and you'll just forget about it, that you even created it. So you need to act on it. So try that throughout the week and see where it gets you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I just want to let you guys know that I'm appreciating all the support and all the love. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, leave comments if this has worked for you, if you're working on it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next.